A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is Yousuf Azhar. It is December 28th, 2024. And I'm here with my daughter, Sumaya Azhar. You want to introduce yourself?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sumaya. I'm your eldest daughter. What am I even supposed to say?
That's fine. What do you do?
I'm unemployed and jobless, but I am a student at UC Berkeley.
Okay, excellent, mashallah. All right, bismillah. So, yeah, this is something I want to start related to the podcast, the Flash, what do we call it?
Flash stories.
Stories, yeah. Originally it was called
Flash fiction and nonfiction, but your creative directors decided to change it to Flash stories.
And I appreciate that. Thank you. So, every week, my goal, I hope I can do this inshallah, but every week I want to do can you please not do, thanks. Every week I want to do a recap of the week.
It took me a second.
This is going to be like an ongoing joke, I think, if you keep coming on as a guest, because you do have this talent of making fun of my slip-ups, my verbal slip-ups. So yeah. I think you should try to do that for the benefit of the audience.
But when you tell me to do it, then it kind of doesn't make it funny.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so this is our very first recap, and we launched the podcast, I think a few days ago. I don't remember. But
okay.
But when was it? I really don't remember.
I think it was like 2 days ago.
Whatever it was, though. Oh, there it is. Yeah. What was I going to say about it? It's really bugging me. I really want to know why I watched it. Maybe 1 day ago?
Oh. Well.
Or was it 2? No, I think it must have been at least 2 days ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2 days ago.
Okay, it was recent. And so as I'm posting new Flash fiction pieces publicly, I'm also putting them onto the podcast. But because I have older pieces, my rule is that I'm going to try to every day also convert one of my old ones into audio and post that as well. And if you've heard any of the previous episodes of this podcast, you probably figured out that I'm using AI to generate the audio for those.
What's your process like? Is it just go to the AI website, pick an accent, call it a day?
Something like that, actually. Yeah, kind of. I was originally, it's funny you brought that up because I was going to record it myself, and I thought, it'll be really easy to do. And then I was just like, I'm just so, because I'm usually cranky and grumpy. So I'm like, I just don't feel like doing it. And then I was like, let me see if there's some way that I can just generate it with AI. And there was. I think I will have to start paying for it, though.
Oh.
It uses Google Cloud. So they say that when you first sign up, you get like $300 credit to sign up. So I have that, and that's what I'm using right now. But I may have to start paying for it, which is fine. It's worth it because it saves me a lot of trouble.
Okay.
You've heard a few of the episodes. Thoughts?
I like how short they are.
Thank you.
I like the funny little accents. I think sometimes you could adjust them to be a little bit more accurate.
In what sense?
I personally know that certain characters are inspired by people in real life. So if their accents could be more accurate to them in real life, then that would be better.
That's very interesting. Because for one thing, I think most of the time, absolutely you're right. Almost always it's based on some real life person. At least that's what gets me started. But then I'm just like, oh my God, people are going to figure out who I'm talking about, and that's not the goal here.
Oh.
So I'm actually actively figuring out ways to de-identify them. So that's funny that you said that you want the accent, because you probably do know most of the time who it's based on, who the characters are based on.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, cool. And just how does it feel overall? Like, is it off-putting to have a AI voice read them?
It caught me very off guard the first time. I thought it was really funny. But after that, I got used to it, and I think it's not. I think it's not a bad solution for your situation.
Okay, fair enough. Cool. Content-wise, what do you think of the actual stories?
I think they're interesting. I think the genre of literary fiction is not exactly my favorite type of literature, because it's not like super plot driven.
Yeah, they're not always plot driven, for sure.
So I guess if it was something that was a little bit more like exciting or more like, I don't know, talking about things that happened, then that would be more interesting to me. But this is more like you have to like kind of think about it. So I think for people who like that, it's good. But for me, it's not my absolute favorite. But it's still good.
Fair enough. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the honesty.
When am I not honest?
Exactly. And that was what I was going to say. Was you would think there's like this power differential where like you're scared and you want to just say what I want to hear, but that's not the case here.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, you've made it.
Alhamdulillah. That's quite, yeah, the other thing is I just realized that you're recording a video of all this.
It's a time lapse.
Oh, it's a time lapse. Oh, is that why we're kind of like a little jumpy?
Yeah.
Wow. Wouldn't that be funny if watching that made me jumpy in real life? Like how I look in the video. Wow, that's really creepy. Okay. What are your thoughts on, because this is something I have actually not figured out mainly for legal reasons, but what are your thoughts on me including content from other writers?
I think that would be interesting if you have a reason to bring in a specific story from a specific writer. Maybe you can say like, oh, this story, like I really like this story because blah, 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 or this story connects to one of my own stories. If you just do it like randomly, then that's kind of weird. But if you bring it in for a reason, then I think that could be really good.
Okay, cool. I have to think about it, yeah, because I don't know. I just have to look into all the legal aspects of it. Just respecting people's copyrights and anyways, there's some, because when I took my podcasting class, yeah, our teacher made a really big deal about the importance of having a contract with anybody who you bring on as a guest. And
where's my contract?
What?
You walked right into that.
You set me up.
Okay, go on.
And so at that time I was trying to work on a podcast about I think marriage advice or something like that. So I had asked a couple friends if they would do it, and they were nice enough to agree. And I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, can you just quickly sign this thing? And I said, and they were both so like, I could tell they were just in shock. They're like, we're trying to do you a favor, and then you shove this contract in our face, because it is worded very aggressively, like how I think it was mainly had to do with like if they later on don't like what ends up getting released or published, they can't do anything about it. Like they basically can't stop it. Because I think that's the problem that typically people have, is that they'll bring on a guest, and then later on the guest decides that they don't like it, and then they're in a bind. They're not in a bind. The person who runs a podcast is in a bind, because then they have to take that show down. It's like really awkward. Anyway, so I don't want to get into a weird situation again, but I'll just have to think about it. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff. What interesting or fun thing happened this week with you?
A lot of things. I think the most interesting and the most fun for me was cleaning your bathroom.
Oh, that sounds really interesting and private. What did you find?
Oh. Well,
I'm curious myself.
I got together with my little sister and I said, well, let's just have a good time and clean mom and dad's bathroom.
What better way to have a good time?
Yeah. Actually, I genuinely do like cleaning bathrooms, which is, but only under certain circumstances. And the dirtier...
Actually, I have a coworker
What?
just like that. He finds it very satisfying to clean. I'm like, I don't, which is why you see this beautiful mess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not always satisfying. I think when it's like a grimy mess, then it's satisfying. But this is more like clutter. For the listeners out there who can't see us, this room that we're in it's looking like a hoarder's room a little bit.
Yeah, and the reason is because I switched rooms with my younger daughter. Basically, I used our, what do they call that, loft?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was using our loft as an office for work. But then my daughter moved out to go to college, and then so her bedroom is empty. So I was like, oh, that's way better as an office for me. So we ended up switching, and so I just brought in all my stuff, and so it's like a total mess in here.
I feel like you told that really confusingly.
Oh, can you retell it?
My sister
So I can learn.
moved out for college, so she's normally not in this room anymore. And when she came back for winter break, she wanted to have her room be the loft.
Yeah, true.
And the loft was previously your office. So you guys just switched places. So you made your office her room, and she made the loft her. Wait, no. Yeah. And then she made the loft her room.
Yep. And this is really important for everybody to understand all the mechanics of that.
Can you just cut that part out? Like, that was...
No. No, everybody has to understand.
I didn't even tell it that,
why it's a
that
mess.
Good.
Everyone needs to know why.
No one would have known it was a mess.
Because now you've made them imagine this absolute pigsty.
Well.
And
anyway, as I was saying, the dirtier the bathroom, the more satisfying. And your bathroom was pretty satisfying.
Oh. Which implies it was like really grimy, like... Was
okay,
it kind
honestly,
of grimy,
no.
like if you lick your tongue and then...
Ew, what?
What?
If you lick your tongue. Anyway, what's it called? I think someone had used the jacuzzi and didn't, like...
I didn't even get my own stupid comment.
Okay. I think my brother had used the jacuzzi and made it really dirty somehow.
We have a jacuzzi? Can I use it?
I mean, a hot tub, whatever. Anyway.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, so we cleaned that up, and then...
Why do you blame him?
Was it not you? Was it not him?
What exactly?
Did he not use the hot tub?
I don't know.
Yeah, so it wasn't one of you guys. I know you guys don't use the hot tub.
But why do you think somebody used it?
Because one time I came back and it was perfectly clean, and then the next time I came back it was like really dirty.
Weird.
Anyway, and then the shower, which is separate from the bathtub, had a lot of like water stains on it and stuff.
All right, cool. Yeah, I ordered more books.
Oh yeah, sorry. What was interesting about your...
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Just pick one thing though.
What's one interesting thing this week? Oh, we had a ton of guests over. We had like a big party for my in-laws. A bunch of them went to Umrah, so we had them over for dinner. We just had like a lot of folks over at our house. A lot of people helped by bringing food, which in the old days, for whatever reason, you couldn't do that. Like, I don't know why, but it was basically we would cook everything, and it was like really stressful. Like the whole week, Azima would be cooking, and this time around it was much easier because a lot of people helped with the food, which was nice.
Yeah, and people brought cake, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, there were like 2 cakes, I think.
Yeah.
Why was that white cake so good, by the way?
I don't know. I actually like that better than the chocolate one.
Yeah,
except
me too.
for like the filling part. I didn't really like the middle layer.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was really good.
Yeah, that was really surprising, but it was good. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of a recap of the week. And then, so next steps, what are we looking at this coming week? Oh, should I answer that?
Yeah, isn't that a question for you?
More just experimenting. I'm going to, like a lot of stuff, I just kind of making up as I'm going along.
What? I never would have guessed.
Yeah, like the different accents and stuff. In my head, it was just gonna be like a normal American accent, male voice. But then I started realizing that certain pieces would, I think, benefit from having different types of voices and accents.
I think the accents distract from the fact that it's AI and make it
Really?
a little bit more interesting. Because I feel like otherwise it would have been like, it's kind of weird to just listen to an AI voice and you're just kind of thinking about that. But when it's an accent, then it kind of, yeah.
So it helps.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Didn't know that. Yeah, so we'll just keep messing around with it and see what happens. Keep trying to improve.
All right.
Alrighty then. Are you trying to do like
the wrap up?
Yeah. Without saying stop.
Yep.
I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
Are you sick of it?
Well, do you have other stuff to talk about?
I thought we established there's no power differential here. We're
yeah,
equals.
there's not. Did you have other stuff you wanted to talk about?
No,
okay.
No.
Then you wrap it up.
I just like the nonverbal. Alrighty then, or whatever.
That was a verb.
That's how I. Wait a minute. That's not what I meant. I meant the nonverbal aspect of it.
Oh, okay.
Although, if somebody said already, is there a way to say alrighty then without meaning that you want to wrap things up?
I feel like if it's in a circumstance where it's like you just want to move on from the topic, then yeah.
So do it. How would it sound?
I can't create the whole circumstance.
I'll try it. Alrighty then. Alrighty then.
Oh my God, you're completely misunderstanding. Anyway.
Okay, let's just do that. Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Thank you for listening, everybody, and thank you, Sumaya, for being my first honored guest on this podcast. And I'll try to do a retroactive contract with you. So I'll try to make me take this episode down.
I might still do it anyway. Thanks for having me.
Okay, you're welcome. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, salam. Are we done?
I don't know. It's your podcast.